breaking news just coming in. These are developments from Madras Court, High Court in fact, where the Sanatan slander matter has reached the court. This is the Madras High Court. Slamming the remarks made against Sanatan Dharma, the High Court says we are conscious of ongoing debate on Sanatan. When free speech is exercised in matters pertaining to religion, it is necessary to ensure that no one is injured. The court says free speech can't be hate speech, is what the Madras High Court has said, in connection with what has been said by Udayanidhi Stalin against Sanatan Dharma, and then followed by many other comments from the DMK, including A. Raja of the DMK. Shilpa Nair has more details on that story. Shilpa, give us a sense of in what context were these very tough observations made by the Madras High Court there?
Well, Sneha, Madras High Court Judge Justice N. Seshasayee was, of course, disposing of a writ petition that was filed against a circular that was issued by a principal of a government arts college in Tiruvallur district, which had asked students to express anti-Sanatan Dharma views in an event that was being organized on the occasion of the birth anniversary of C.N. Annadurai. So someone had moved the court challenging that petition, and the judge, of course, was hearing that particular case. And in that order, Justice N. Seshasayee has made some very important observations. In fact, he says, and I'm just going to quote from the order copy, when free speech is exercised in matters pertaining to religion, it is necessary to ensure that no one is injured. Free speech cannot be hate speech. That is something that the judge has, stated in his order. And apart from that, he has, of course, gone on to say that the court is conscious of the fact that there is a vociferous and noisy debate around Sanatana Dharma that is going on, for the last couple of days. And he, of course, says that an idea seems to have gained on ground that Sanatan Dharma is all about promoting casteism and untouchability. Untouchability cannot be tolerated, and untouchability within or outside Sanatan Dharma can no longer be constitutional, though sadly it exists. These are some of the quotes or some of the statements or the observations that the judge had made in that particular order. And he, of course, goes on to say that Sanatan Dharma is a set of eternal duties, and which includes duty to the nation, to the king, to the people, duty to one's parents and gurus, care for the poor, etc. So should these duties be destroyed? That is also a question that the judge has posed. The circular, of course, the controversial circular was withdrawn. Therefore, the entire matter was disposed of. But the judge, of course, also encouraged the principal, asking the students to, debate more about untouchability and what they can do as citizens to remove such kind of social evils from the society. So clearly, the entire Sanatan debate has now reached the Madras High Court, with Justice N. Seshasayee, of course, expressing his views on the matter, saying that free speech cannot be hate speech.
Free speech can't be hate speech, and this is an important development vis-a-vis the court's observations on this entire issue. Nalini Sharma, in fact, is also with us for more details on that. Nalini, important that the court has weighed in on this entire controversy finally after so much of chatter around Sanatan Dharma.
Well, yes, Neha, and like Shilpa correctly pointed out, the matter wasn't exactly arising out of the comments made by the politicians in Tamil Nadu. Rather, it was regarding the circular that was issued by the government's art college in Tiruvallur. But at the same time, the judge has gone one step ahead and taken note of the ongoing debate around Sanatan Dharma, and also with regard to the freedom of speech of people to express their opinions. So what he's clearly said is that even though there is, of course, an established freedom of speech to all Indian citizens, but when it comes to religious matters, it is important to keep in mind that nobody is injured by the statements that are being made, especially by those that are in the public eye. That's number one, what the judge has said. Number two, he's also weighed in on the debate himself personally, where he said that the Sanatan Dharma is nothing more than a set of duties that have been sourced from various multiple sources. And there is no reason to do away with these duties. So these statements that are coming in the recent times are unfounded in their very basis. With regard to the criticism about casteism and untouchability within Sanatan Dharma, what the judge has gone ahead and said is that even though it's a sad reality that it exists, but untouchability itself is unconstitutional. So there is no place for it within or outside Sanatan Dharma. In fact, Sneha, if I can just point out the judge in his order has also gone ahead and said as to whether or not there may be a requirement for an order on the judicial side on this very aspect to ensure that such statements are not made in the public. The main matter regarding as to whether or not the statements made by Udaynidhi Stalin were hurtful of religious feelings of several people is, of course, pending before the Karnataka High Court. So at this time, the Madras High Court has not specifically dealt with that particular aspect. But at the same time, very important observations coming in from a single judge bench of the Madras High Court on the debate itself and what multiple politicians in the recent times have commented regarding Sanatan Dharma.
Nalini, I'm going to thank you for the moment for getting us those details. Also thanking Shilpa for her inputs on that story.